Hello. Hello friends. I think I am live now. So we are here to discuss about IELTS preparation. So let me start with the long form of IELTS. IELTS is International English Language Testing Service. This exam is for getting your English knowledge, English fluency tested. It is conducted by three organizations: British Council, Cambridge, and one is IDP. All these organizations work in the same way. The pattern of exam is same with all the three organizations, but mostly British Council is preferred. Now, let us talk with IELTS preparation. IELTS has three patterns. First is academic, then general, and then self-evaluation. If you are a student and you want to go to an English speaking country for education like Canada, USA, Australia, Europe, so you have to appear for IELTS, because you will go there, you will live there, you will take education there, so your fluency must be tested. What you are going to learn, how you are going to interact with them, that should be in standard English. So to maintain this standard, IELTS is conducted. So let us now talk about how to prepare for IELTS. Whatever the pattern of exam is, whether it is academic, general, or self-evaluation. See, academic is for students, general is for PR purpose, permanent residency, or migration purpose. The individual who wants to work or who wants to settle in the English speaking country like Canada, Australia, US, the individual must have to appear for the IELTS exam. There is a slight difference in the general and academic category. Let us talk about it in detail. Right. So, and it's self-evaluation. Self-evaluation is for the candidates who want to test their ability. How much is their English fluent? If they want to check their English fluency, then they go for IELTS self-evaluation. Now, let us go in the details of IELTS. First thing, IELTS has four parts: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. There are four types of question categories. First one is reading, then writing, then listening, and speaking. So basically, first is reading. There are three passages in reading category. You have to read those passages and you have to answer the question. Every passage has 20 minutes allotted. So 3 passages you should complete in 1 hour. Then there comes a writing part. in writing part, you have to write one essay, and if you are appearing for academic module, then you have to write a report. You are given a diagram or graph, and then you have to elaborate that graph or diagram. So first thing, this is the main difference between academic and general category. First thing, you have to write an essay. Essay is common for everybody. Essay is common for academic also and general also and self-evaluation also. So you are allotted 40 minutes for essay, then you are allotted 20 minutes for second question, whether it is a graph or pie chart. And for general category, 20 minutes are allotted for letter writing. For general category, you have to write a letter. Okay, so this is reading, then writing. In writing part, you have to write an essay for about 250 words, and letter or report is for about 150 words. Then comes listening part. In listening part, there are 4 questions broadly. In those questions, you are given some clips to listen, some audio clips. You will be provided a headphone, and the audio clips are played, and you have to listen to those audio clips, and then you have to answer. You will be given a printed sheet for your as a question paper. So in the IELTS listening questions, you will be asked fill in the blanks, or some one word questions, or fill in the conversation, something like that. So those are 4 types of questions, 4 questions, 4 audio clips you will be asked to solve. And the last part is speaking. For speaking, you will be asked 3 questions. First question is common. First question is for everybody. First question is, introduce yourself. So first you have to tell your name, tell your designation, then tell your what do you do right now, what do you wish to do, why are you appearing for IELTS, those kinds of questions. Introduce yourself. Then second question is a cue card, that is called cue card. You will be given a topic and some questions are asked on that topic. First thing, suppose you are given a topic of your favorite hotel. Tell us about your favorite hotel. Questions are not that straightforward, but for the sake of discussion, let us take a straightforward topic. What is your favorite hotel? Then the questions would be given in cue card, like why this is your favorite, tell us about your service of that hotel, where it is situated, where it is located, and how often do you go to that hotel. Then you have to you will be allotted 30 seconds or 45 seconds to prepare your answer, and then you have to talk for about 2 to 3 minutes. You will be answering the question depending on those questions you are provided. So after 2 to 3 minutes, this test, the speaking test, will be conducted in person. A live person will sit before you and he will be listening to your answers. After 2 to 3 minutes, he will ask you to stop. If you are done before time, then he will ask you to tell us, he will ask you to tell more, he will ask you to speak more. And when you are done, then comes the question third. In that question, the person sitting before you, the question asking person, will ask you some details about the cue card. He will ask some long questions about the second question. Means he will ask, is there a particular memory about this hotel? Why do you like this hotel? Who is the owner of this hotel? Is there any history about the hotel? Like that. And then you have to answer these questions. And this time you will not be given any time to prepare. He will ask you and you have to answer the question right away. So this way the exam is conducted. Let us summarize in a quick way. See, IELTS long form is International English Language Testing Service. It is conducted by three institutions, three organizations: British Council, IDP and Cambridge. British Council is a popular organization. Everybody goes to British Council for the IELTS exam, and they have number of centers all over the world, and they have a very nice infrastructure. Then the exam has 4 parts: reading, listening, writing and speaking. In the reading part, one thing, the exam is different for students, exam is different for permanent residency applicants or the persons who are going for job or to settle in English speaking country. For them, the question, the IELTS exam is general category. For students it is academic, and if you are an English teacher or you want to test your English, then you can go for self-evaluation. So these are 3 kinds of IELTS exam. Then it has 4 parts: reading, listening, writing and speaking. So in the reading part there are 3 passages. In the writing part there are 2 questions. First one is essay. Essay is common for everybody. And second question, for students, it is a pie chart or graph or any diagram. You have to elaborate the diagram. And for general category, for the ones who are appearing for PR or work permit, they have to write down a letter. Then third question is same for everybody. Listening part, everybody will be given 4 audio clips, and on the basis of those clips you have to listen the clips, and right away you have to, while listening, you have to answer the questions. So that clip is not replayed. Only once you have to listen the, you will be allowed to listen the clip only once. You cannot go back and listen it again and then just once. It is played only once, and you have to solve the questions based on the audio. Then fourth question is speaking. In speaking there are 3 questions. First one is introduce yourself, second one is cue card, and third one is long questions depending on the cue card. Now this exam, in this exam you will be facing 3 questions in a day for sure: reading, listening and writing. 3 questions will be conducted in a single session, and speaking part is flexible. because a live speaking session is live. A somebody is taking your exam, so depending on the availability of the person, the speaking module changes. Means on sometime it happens that your speaking part is on one day, and there is a 3 to 4 days gap between the other three questions. So in one day you have to appear for three questions: reading, listening, and writing. See, this is all about the IELTS. What is IELTS and all. Now the key point is, why IELTS? Why should we appear for IELTS? First thing, it is an international standard exam. If you go for IELTS and if you clear IELTS, then it is a certification worldwide that your English is at a particular standard. IELTS has bands. There are no marks in IELTS. The marking system in IELTS is called bands. If you have 7 bands, then you can use your English language professionally. Your English is allowed to, whether you go for education, whether you go for job, your English is allowed to whatever you may choose to have it, whatever you may want to use your English, right? If you are below 5, then you need to improve. Your English is not that good. 6 is on the boundary, like 6 is passing, 6 is eligibility. Minimum you have to go for, you have to have 6 bands. Now depending on the country, if you are going to Canada for education, 6 to 6.5 bands are okay, you will get admitted. Now if the university is very good and there is a competition for admission, then your IELTS score must be good. You should get maximum bands, 7, 7.5, 8 bands, like that. If you are going for PR, permanent residency, if you are applying for job or work permit, then the IELTS situation is kind of tough. For Canada, you require almost 9 bands in every module. In reading, listening, writing and speaking, 8.5 in listening and 8 in all the 3 modules are essential for you to apply. That is the standard of, that is the competition level for PR, permanent residency in Canada. Same is the situation in Australia. For other countries, other European countries, the level may vary. Now the key point is how to prepare for IELTS. Okay, we know the structure of IELTS, we know the marking system of IELTS, we know why to appear for IELTS. See, if you are not going for education or not going for PR, you don't want to go outside of India, even then there are people who appear for IELTS because it is a certification that you are fluent in English. To prove to yourself or to prove that you have a good fluency in English, people appear for IELTS. Now this is the answer for why. Now we know what is IELTS, we know why to go for IELTS. Now the question comes, and the very important question is how to prepare for IELTS, which is the main focal point of today's gathering. How to prepare for IELTS? First thing, if you want to achieve fluency in anything, in not only in language, in anything, basics must be clear. So if you are preparing for IELTS, start from the very basic points. Start from alphabets, start from vowels and consonants. Start from very basic points like parts of speech, basic grammar, all that. Then once your basic is okay, you will only require 10 to 15 days for basics. Once your basic is done, then work on some advanced grammar and then go for IELTS questions. What do students do when they start preparing for IELTS? They start solving the questions right away. What are the question types? What questions are asked? What were the questions in last exam? This way they start. But if you are not familiar with the basics, you will not be able to score beyond 7 bands. If you want to achieve higher, your basics must be strong. So start with the basic points, then start with the questions. If you want to improve your reading, read. If you want to improve your writing, write down. Write down anything, then go for the IELTS writing. If you want to listen, if you want to improve your listening part, listen to the audio clips, whatever audio you get, whatever is available, listen first. Then go for the questions, then go for the audio clips of IELTS, or how questions are asked. First listen and then try to solve the questions. So we have a very systematic way of doing this preparation. We have a structured format for all this type of for basic part we have a structure, then for basic grammar, then advanced grammar we have a very structured part for preparation of IELTS. Once you are done with the basics and grammar part, then start solving the questions. Start from the reading part, or you may start from the writing part, not a problem, but start from the reading or writing part. When you start for the reading, start from the reading part, naturally you build your vocabulary, you increase your reading speed, because reading is a very long process. Reading preparation is very long. You cannot get used to reading in a day or two. You have to go for reading for at least 2 to 3 months continuously. Then your reading would improve. Once you are through with the initial part of reading, you may start writing part. In writing part, you would require vocabulary, that is for sure. But what are you going to write? The structure, you have to understand the structure. Ki how essay is written. Analyze the structure. There are, for example, if you are given an essay, the essay is written in 5 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs. First paragraph is introduction, last paragraph is conclusion. Then you have to write down 2 to 3 body paragraphs. Then how to write introduction, where to put quotes, how to write body paragraphs, how to go for examples, how to elaborate a body paragraph. this thing you have to start one by means you have to go through these points one by one. Then for listening, there are n number of listening exercises available online. You can listen to the audio clips and you can solve the questions right away. But before that, there is some matter provided, some study material provided by IITS, it's by British Council and by IDP. All the institutions provide the study material. Go through the material first and then start solving the questions. Now, if you go to the websites or many blogs and many teachers have the database of IITS question banks. Once you are through with all the 4 parts, reading, listening, writing and speaking, then start solving the questions, start taking the mock tests. And once your mock test score is getting good, you have to have out of score in your mock test, then go for real-time IELTS booking. Because you are in your comfort zone while when you solve your mock test, you are in your comfort zone. Whatever you are going to face, that may not be in your comfort zone. So once you are good, once you are very good in your comfort zone, then in the actual event you would be good. If you are good in your comfort zone, then in actual event you will be okay. If you are okay in your comfort zone, then in actual event you will not be so good. So start solving the mock tests, and once you are very good in mock test, then only go for actual IELTS booking. Now, a very important point in preparation of IELTS, what do students do when they start solving questions, when they start solving reading exercises or they writing essays? What do they do? From the day one, they start measuring the time. In IELTS, there are 3 passages. You have to solve 3 passages in 1 hour. So for one passage, you will be allotted 20 minutes. But from the day 1 of your preparation, you cannot allot 20 minutes for your solving passage, because if you allot time from the very beginning of the preparation, what will happen? You will get some questions right, you will get some questions wrong, and then you will blame the time. Time was not sufficient, that's why I could not solve the questions. So what you have to do is, first don't look for the time. First solve the passage in very detail. Read every word, every single word of the passage. Forget about the tips and tricks given, how to solve the passage, how to analyze, how to read it quickly. Forget about that. First read the passage very carefully, twice, thrice, read each and every word, then solve the questions. Take all the time in the world, and then analyze where you are going wrong. Then you will come to know where you are not understanding something, you are not able to understand the question, you are not able to find the answer of the particular question. The question is intended for some different purpose and you have given different answer, that you will come to know your weakness, where you are going wrong. Whatever you do, first don't go for time parameter. Remove time parameter from your practice. Once you are getting good, once you are getting all the questions right, then start maintaining the time. Then start looking for the time. Once you get the questions, once you get habitual to the questions, then start going for the time. Then start monitoring the time. This is same for reading, for writing, for listening. In the beginning, listening also, it is not allowed to repeat or replay the audio clip. But while you are practicing, repeat it, listen it again and again. Try to understand where you are going wrong, what you are not able to understand. Once you are getting comfortable with the accents and with the listening part, then start monitoring the time, and then start the actual exam pattern. This way, first thing, go for questions in a very raw manner, listen, take all the time, then solve, then find out your weaknesses, work on your weaknesses one by one, right? Work on your weaknesses one by one, try to sort out your weaknesses, try to get expert guidance. Sometimes it happens ki, oh, IELTS, it is easy, the everything about every word about IELTS is given on the internet. I would read the matter, read the study material, and I would appear for IELTS. What happens ki everything is available in books, everything is available on internet, but sometimes for some questions, for some difficulties, a personal tutor, a physical tutor is essential. So don't bother to go for a physical tutor. Go for a tutor, ask him this is my problem, how to overcome it. Understanding ability of every individual is different, and a instructor or teacher knows how to train somebody. He has experience of training people. He knows how he can improve himself, how he can sort this out. He will guide you properly. Book or internet material would not help you in that way. One very important thing, there are many tips and tricks are given on IELTS preparation websites. For reading, there are so many tips, so many tricks are given how to solve reading. Understand one thing, those tips and those tricks are better for the person, for the people whose first language is English, whose first language is not English. For example, if I am sitting here, I am talking to you, my first language is Marathi. My second language is Hindi. My third language is English. So, whose second or third language is English, the tips and tricks may not work for him. There are no shortcuts of, there is no shortcut to hard work. If you go for tips and tricks, that will make you dependent on the that will keep some cracks in your preparation, and your preparation would not be so concrete. If you start from the basics, if you start analyzing your every point, every weakness, then and then only you will get good score in IELTS. So for getting a success or getting a good score in IELTS, there is no shortcut to hard work. There are no tips, no tricks. Once you are habitual with the questions, once you are getting good scores, then go for those tips and tricks for the last minute preparation. Don't uh, don't go for them from the beginning of your uh, question solving, from the beginning of your preparation. Okay, so this is all about the IELTS part. If you have any uh, further questions in particular, so you may write down to me. We will have a talk. Approximately 3 to 4 months are sufficient for preparing IELTS. It is not necessary that IELTS preparation is mandatory for going abroad. If you are staying in India, you may go for IELTS. You should go for IELTS rather, because it will improve your English, and English is important. You people know very much about the importance of English. English is important in education, English is important in profession, in corporate, in business, in sports. Everywhere English is important. So once you get a standard preparation for English, you are going to get benefited. So those who wish to go abroad, for them IELTS is mandatory, and those who want to do something good in their life, they also should go for IELTS for their maintaining the standard of their English. If you have any further questions, any personal questions, my IELTS preparation is on this stage, how should I go from this to this, I am getting 6 bands, how can I go from 6 band to 7 or 7.5, that you can message me, then we'll have a talk. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, good luck for your preparation.